So, 17th round, who are you taking?
You know, I don't know why I just thought of this, but I kind of like him. It's a risk, but we're going to go Emmanuel Sanders.
So you will not be able to control your team for much of the season. So how did that affect you and your draft strategy?
I don't think it really affected it at all because, I mean, I would have drafted the same whether I was here or not. The goal was just to draft a very solid team that I wouldn't have to switch out much.
And of course, Michael will be controlling your team for the majority of the season. What do you expect from him, and will he be doing trades?
I don't know about trades per se, but he was very solid in the fantasy league we were in last year, and so I'm confident in his ability.
And you traded DK Metcalf to extremely explosive during the draft. What led up to that decision to trade him?
Basically the fact that I just wanted Julio as a lock in the third round.
So what was your strategy coming into the 2020 draft?
Before, it was kind of get my guys where I want them, probably around below, so I could get some more value. And then Alex approached me with his offer, and obviously I couldn't deny that, you know, getting the two powerhouses of the NFL.
Was that the first time you guys talked about it, that one meeting on the street?
Yeah. He started out at the bottom. He was like, your second, what, fourth, and sixth pick for my seventh, for my 10th, 7th, and I was like, okay, fuck no. And then he said, and first. I was like, okay, maybe.
The guts to trade Saquon is take some guts right there.
So,
I did it.
Yeah, you did. You did for James Conner.
two faces of the devil, though. So that's what it is.
So what was the smartest move that you made for your strategy today? Or big calls, of course.
More than likely Kittle or Julio. The fact that I didn't have a second round kind of helped that I had already had Julio all the way to the third because that could have screwed me a little bit. So probably Kittle or Julio.
And how do you feel about A.J. Dillon as a keeper? What do you expect from him?
You know, I think he'll fare well. I like him because he's a big guy. He's not some short little dinky running back. You know, he's definitely a power guy, and I like that they're most likely going to use him in the red zone because they're looking at that multiple running back strategy over there. So I think he's going to be a touchdown guy.
So do you have rankings? Do you have like your own rankings?
Yes, I do.
Which player were you the highest on in your rankings? And which player were you the highest on that you did not get?
As far as like first overall.
No, like, how do I say this?
Who did you have above their draft?
Their draft
ADP.
Yeah, the furthest above their draft ADP.
Oh, probably.
That's a good pick. That is a good pick. I think.
Would you gonna pick him in 17th or?
I was gonna take him in the 15th, but if I were to get my quarterback.
I would probably say either Mixon or Julio, or yeah, probably Julio. I had Julio at 9, and I had Mixon at 14.
Okay. And last question from me: what is your bold prediction for 2020? It can involve your team, your players, anything.
Based on everyone's team, I think it's definitely going to be a good year. You know, obviously there's some teams that stand out, but overall, I mean, I think everyone can compete this year. So I'm excited. I like my team. I like my first three. I feel like those are going to be my carry guys, and that's kind of what I was banking on. So.
Questions?
Who do you think has the best team on the board? And who has the worst team?
Right now, most likely Nate. Just eyeballing it. Clay's team has a lot of potential. Clay's team can either be hit or miss, and that's what's going to make the difference between Clay being the best team. But just like off of like eyeballing it right now and not seeing any like stats for the season, Nate's team for sure.
Is that it? All right.
Devil Dogs. Next year, what's the stake? Is this a long term?
You know, I don't wanna copy you. I kind of like the idea of switching up the kind of dog every year, but that would kind of be copying.
Whatever.
Hey, that's all right.
I feel like if I at least have a winning record this year, I'll probably keep the Devil Dogs.
That it?
Yep.
All right. MVP from your team.
What?
MVP from your team.
Zeke, man. I like like Zeke. I like him a lot.
Next to, I guess, stage. Noah. Alrighty. What was your strategy heading into the draft? Your first question.
Oh my god, dude. I'm not really gonna release that. Let me just say that the lottery went the worst possible way it could have for me, and that's about it.
Who are some of the players that you locked up in pick clauses?
David Johnson, Mark Andrews, DK Metcalf, because that kind of counts. I would add Calvin Ridley, but Clay was being a little stickler on that one, so I had to reach for him. Yeah, I had to get him early, because I like him a lot, and I think that's mostly it. Cam Akers, but
Of course, DK. You traded for DK before the draft. What kind of role do you expect him to have on that team?
I mean, if he turns out how I think he will, he'll be either my wide receiver 2 or maybe possibly wide receiver 1. But, you know, if he can put up some solid numbers, he might crack the starting lineup a few times.
How do you feel about Cam Akers?
I mean, I love him. I mean, everyone's saying it's a committee, but it's Daryl fucking Henderson. I don't really have much confidence in him because he's a bum, but hopefully it doesn't turn out that bad.
So, which player were you the highest on according to your rankings, and which player were you the highest on that you did not get?
Calvin Ridley was my highest ranked pick above ADP, and the one that I didn't get was probably, shit, I don't know. There's a few guys. I had Clyde ranked pretty high. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, but yeah.
And last question from me: what is your bold prediction for 2020?
For my team or
Anything you want.
shit. I'm gonna say my team just pops the fuck off because most of my guys are in a contract year, so if they don't, they're getting pay cuts, so they better fucking work.
All right. Any more questions? Nope.
What made you pick Kamara so high?
Kamara is my 4th ranked running back. I don't believe Derrick Henry is gonna repeat what he did last year. Dalvin Cook has this whole situation going on. Even if he does play, he's never finished the season, so I'm more confident in Kamara is my guy.
What else is there?
Juju.
Oh,
You have always been on the Antonio Brown side of the debate. I don't even think you like Juju, but you went with him.
That's a good question because I've always been on AB's side here. I think Juju's being a little soft, but you know, I don't know. The ADP hasn't ranked at what? Wide receiver 20. That's way too low. I think he was my wide receiver 11 or 12. So I feel confident in him. Big Ben's back. I think we'll lead this year.
Good answer.
Great answer.
Is that it?
That it? Sean, you want to ask Noah a question?
You want to ask me a question, Sean?
You there?
For my media day? You got a question?
So he wasn't allowed to come inside.
What
Yeah.
was your biggest regret of today?
Good question. Biggest regret of today? Yesterday would have been having that pick in the lottery. Biggest regret of today?
It-
Like a pick. I really don't regret many of my picks. All those guys I haven't ranked pretty high.
Alright.
All right. Is that it?
Yeah.
Next to the stage, the Alabama Dose to go. Oh, media day. Who's your media day pick? 17th round pick.
Oh, Colts defense.
This is supposed to be Alex and Ryan.
We don't have them on there, but
So, the whole league was wondering what the hell this master plan was. Did
Yeah.
the plan work?
It did actually. It was trade away the first pick. Plain and simple. Trade away the first pick. See what I can get out of it. We ended up getting 2, 4, and 6. We gave away 1, 7, and 10. And then what ended up being So it ended up working out in my favor. I think I worked on both teams' favors. So
What did Ryan bring to the table for you this year? Like, what kind of players? What did he bring?
What he really brought was just someone to talk to that I could trust with what I was saying. So it was someone to strategize with because I've never had that. So it was if I brought someone up, he'd be like, "Yeah, but," and bring someone else up, or it was just someone to talk to and get ideas flowing.
So, Elijah performed the national anthem.
He did.
On a scale of 1 to 10, where would you rank that?
Not better than mine.
Let's say yours is a 5.
Mine isn't a 5. Mine's like a 12. His was a 10.
All right. Who are some players that you locked up in pick clauses?
AJ Green, Mark Ingram, and Lamar Jackson. And
Oh shit.
that's it.
And
Oh, Cooper Kupp, kind of. He did have to work.
AJ Green is your 17th round pick.
He will be my 17th round pick.
All right. So what was the smartest move you made for your strategy?
Smartest move?
Kicking Russell fucking Wilson.
Well, that's definitely up there. You know, I got top, 4 quarterbacks? I have 2 of them. I got 2 of the top, 5 or 6 tight ends. I got the 1 and 2 wide receivers for the Cincinnati Bengals. Right now, my draft, it went great. The strategy was just pick all
So-
the guys.
We unfortunately could not see any of your Dosito staff making any announcements during the draft.
I don't know.
How do you, did you attempt to bring him in? Did you at least try?
I did look up, try to get Kimmy to do it. Didn't think it was worth it. You know, the money and my search history. So yeah.
How do you feel about your keeper, Drew Lock?
Oh, the GOAT. So the story behind this one, it was the first day I got Ryan, we were just talking. I told him I got AJ Green locked up, and I told him, I was like, I don't know how confident I am as him as my keeper. It'd be a power move having him as a keeper. And then he said, well, who else are you looking at? And I was like, well, with Ryan, if I'm going to be honest, there's a quarterback in Denver that has a young team over there on their offense, and they're good. And I told him all the guys, and I told him all their stats and everything, and he's like, plan on Drew Lock as our keeper. And pick AJ Green to 17.
So which player were you the highest on in your rankings, and which player were you the highest on that you did not get?
The highest on, I would say probably either, let's see. There's three guys that really come to mind. I got Mark Ingram, I thought he was hot, he should have been a little bit higher. Cooper Kupp, not too much higher, slightly, a little bit, and AJ Green, of course.
And what is your bold prediction for 2020?
All right, I'm gonna knock on wood because I don't want it to happen. I don't, but if I had to do any type of bold prediction, it's Lamar somehow goes down with COVID or something. Drew Lock blows up and starts dropping 30 points a game every week.
Is that a bold prediction you want?
I mean, I want it, of course, but I don't. I hope Lamar's gonna drop 40 for me a week.
All right, any more questions for Dosito?
Yeah.
Oh, you go.
Is there anyone you and Ryan completely disagree with? Like you guys couldn't agree on?
Not really. Trying to think if there's anyone. Cause really, like if I brought someone up, we kind of, and he didn't like them, I'd tell him why I liked them, and vice versa. Honestly, the only person we really kind of disagreed on was the Pittsburgh Steelers wide receiver. So, cause I was like, oh, Ryan, he's not bad, he's good, and he said no. I was like, all right. So that was really it. He actually brought up Kelsey. That was big. So.
Who has first parter? Who has the worst team?
Sean.
Okay. Second part. Who's the highest player that you wanted that you didn't get?
That I didn't.
Out of anybody that you were most high on?
Well, so that's like most high. I wasn't really high up on anyone that I didn't really get. The only one I didn't really get that I like kind of wanted, and I was kind of like, well, shit, what am I gonna do? Was Justin Tucker. I had 2 guys. I think it was Nate and Sean for pick clauses on Justin Tucker, and he got picked way earlier than I thought he was going to. So, but I mean, he should have gone there, but I was expecting him to drop a little bit farther. But we got Matt Gay. Ryan was really high up on him. He did well for him last year in our other league, so I'm hoping he brings the same kind of excitement and energy to our team.
Is there anyone that Ryan brought up that you're just like, what?
Not really. He actually brought up a lot of good guys. He brought up guys that I wouldn't have even kind of quite like been like, yeah, I could pick him, could not. Like he brought up, well, I had already signed him away, but he brought up Cortland Sutton, which after I signed him away, kind of wish I didn't. Who else did he bring? I'm trying to think of who else. There wasn't really anyone where I was like, dude, what the hell are you talking about? So he's definitely his knowledge on football is definitely going up, and I can't wait till he replaces him.
Sean's not watching this movie.
Oh, this is recording. Holy shit! My bad. I didn't realize that.
Oh my God, 3 hours and 13 minutes. That's gonna be a long head.
There's about 30 in between there where we did nothing, so sorry, Sean. Probably.
Alright, is that it?
Yep.
Oh, I feel so bad. I didn't realize it was so recording. Well, I mean, well, shit. It is what it is.
We just don't give a shit.
I don't. Should have took so damn long to keep our cup deal.
That was
You don't have to ask everyone.
Welcome, Nate. Who's your pickup? Did he pick up someone?
Yeah, hey Jerry.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh shit, I don't know what I'm picking up.
Defense, bro.
No, I'm gonna wait on defense. You know what? The quarterback by committee's adapting. You see how we got a nice solid 40-year-old. We got the nice solid mid-30s. Well, that's the late mid-30s. Aaron Rodgers will be the 17th
Wow.
pick.
Wow.
I don't know why. Let's just try it.
You say that is your revenge season,
No.
2020. What does that mean?
It means that we lost the last 3 years, and we're going to attempt to go for revenge and try to go back to the top, and we'll see what happens.
You surprised us all with your walk-up song? What does it mean?
Exactly what your first question was. Unfortunately, like, I wish I would have played the FSU war chant and get everyone in it, but we'll see how that went.
What was your strategy heading into the draft?
All right, so here's what's going to happen. The picks I wanted were 1 and 2. I was high on McCaffrey and Saquon. I needed one of those 2 picks. The problem was that I told Sean that I wanted the 2nd pick, and then he gave it to Noah, because he told me I signed away 2 because I can't do that anymore. So I was like, well, shit. So that's why Sean kind of left for a little bit, is because I got mad at him. He kept calling me, and then his mom came in. That's the reason why he was all mad.
All because of me.
All because of that damn pick clause.
He signed away 2, 3, and 5 to you.
I didn't even want the 5, but he wouldn't take it back.
He gave away the entire lottery.
You gotta love it.
And I did take away, or I was going to take away the 3, but he didn't want to do
So
it.
then I got to the point where I was like, okay, just give me a top 4 pick, I'll take anyone. 6 went to Clay, 5 went to Sean. I was like, okay, let's go for the top. 4 went to Noah, 3 went to Elijah, and then you saw me jump off the tree. I ran that way and jumped because I got one of my 2 picks. I got one, and that's free money with McCaffrey. And we'll see what happens with McCaffrey. But I am very high on a couple of my guys. Some guys I can't imagine myself drafting. Raheem Mostert was one of those guys, to be honest with you. T.Y. Hilton, I didn't want him at all. And then I started kind of thinking about it. I was like, okay, well, Phil Rivers is somewhat better than Jacoby. We'll see how it's T.Y. And then, of course, Jacoby has a keeper. I'm happy with what happened.
What are some of the players you got locked up in pick clauses?
Devontae Adams was a good one because Elijah said that he would do the Julio pick clause, and he said Devontae 3rd. I was like, okay, let me see what I can do. I got you 2 on Devontae, him in the 2nd. Then I got Sean, and then Alex, and then I got Clay. Or I think Clyde. I don't remember where it was. And yeah, and then we got Devontae, Eckler, Zach Ertz mostly, J.K., and there's another guy that I can't think of. Yeah, A.J. Brown was close. Yeah, that's it.
What was the smartest move you made for your draft?
That's a tough one. Probably, I wouldn't really say it was a smart move, but one of my parts of my strategy was just to try to get a bunch of guys that can break out late. Last year, I picked defenses and kickers. I kind of went without the defense. I was going to go without a kicker and a defense, but we just tried to find a bunch of hits. Of course, T.Y. Hilton's not a great example, but we'll see what happens there. But yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm hoping for hits in the back instead of in the front.
We know your love for J.K. Dobbins. but what kind of role are you looking for him?
Jesus Christ. This is the shirt that came in yesterday that we saw. This is the shirt. What was I about to say? So JK, he's gonna be okay this year. Mark Ingram should be the starter. The problem is, I think JK's better in Mark Ingram skill-wise. So we're gonna, maybe not, we'll see. Late of the year, I'm expecting Miles Sanders, starting to kick up. And then 2021, he's gonna be the starter. Mark Ingram's gonna get cut because it caps, creates cap space. Dobbs will be the guy, and we'll be stacked.
What's your bold prediction for 2020?
I have so many. Where do I start? Fucking Drew Lock, that's what it was. Drew Lock was going to be the 2017 Carson Wentz. That was one of them. Austin Eckler, I don't even know where the fuck I have him right. Eckler's my 6th running back. And I want to say Eckler's a top 5 pick next year. Those are my bold predictions.
Okay. Which players were stolen from you?
Stolen from me. Alex didn't help with Russell Wilson. Because that caused Elijah to go to Deshaun Watson, and then I was scoreless. I was going to wait for Deshaun to slip a long time. And he was my guy, and then he traded Hopkins. I was like, shit. And I was like, okay, who can I get? And I was like, let's just get Watson later. Juju was another guy. I was trying to get him back. He took him right after I took AJ. And I had a feeling that would happen. That was clear. And then pick clauses kind of just fucked me over. All the guys you got, I'm really high on those guys. That would have been disgusting before that Kenny Drake move too.
Which players were stolen? Wait, I said that. Which player were you the highest on? And then highest that you didn't.
All right. People would say Clyde Edwards-Helaire is a bold. Like, wow, that's really early. He was my number 8 ranked too. Austin Eckler, he's high. Miles Sanders, he's extremely high. That's pretty much it. And
We got 2 different questions. I want to hear another bold prediction for 2020. There's 2. Yeah, you want?
I don't want to say this because,
Don't say
okay,
it.
this is a bold prediction. This is not what I think's going to happen. This is a bold prediction. Denver goes out and balls out this year. I'm saying Denver's going to be a dog this year.
What's the record?
12-4.
Oh, fuck no.
We're going to
Cool
go
with that.
12-4.
I'm fine with that. This is Drew Lock leading it.
Okay. Open up the questions.
I got one.
What's up?
Just based off that board right there.
Yeah.
Who's the one team you don't want to face this season?
Oof. None of them. I really just want to face whoever's, all the free agents, I'll take them. Everyone's pretty much stacked. Alex is stacked at wide receiver. Noah's off to a great start. He's got good depth as well. He's got Marquise, he's got Calvin. Both guys I was high on. He got Juju, I'm high on. Noah's got a great team. Elijah is absolutely studly in the front. We'll see what he does with the depth. He had a great start last year, and then he couldn't add the depth. Let's see if he adds the depth this year. I think he can. Sean is a lot better of a team than I thought he would be, because I do think Derek Jones and Thomas are all pretty good. I'm okay with Aaron Jones. Took away Jones, of course. And then Suburban Icon, which is a great name. He pretty much took all the guys that I kind of wanted. Yeah. Right there.
This is probably a relevant question. You think Denver's going to ball out?
Mhm.
Where was Melvin Gordon ranked in your running backs?
I didn't care about Melvin as much. I think it's
The
gonna be more of
duo.
a committee.
The duo?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be more of a committee. Let's check, because since the draft over, I can just go ahead and tell it.
Who got Melvin?
Sean.
Here's my 19th running back.
Okay, so.
So that's about right, right?
About ADP.
Yeah, I think the receivers are gonna be good.
Yeah.
I'm high.
Drew Lock. How mad or how surprised were you when you heard his name?
Okay, here was the plan. I'm gonna tell you this right now. If I would've gotten Deshaun Watson, I'd be like, okay, I'm okay at quarterback. Let me go for the mega hit in the 15th round. I would've took Drew Lock. Instead, he took Deshaun because he took Russell, and I had to go for the committee. So I would've took Lock in the 15th. As soon as you said that, I was like, holy shit, that could be something. That could be something.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna make a player piece for him, but I didn't want to give it away. And of course, he took it.
I was like I look over that like there's no piece for him.
Yeah. That was a good pick. That was a good pick. We'll see what he does.
I'm
He's either gonna be really good or really bad, so we'll see
really
what happens.
shitty. Yeah.
All right. What else? Sean Towns. Oh, he's right there.
Really?
Sean, you got any questions for me?
Got a question?
All right.
When is your second logo going to come into play? When are you
I was gonna wear it on the headband, but some weeks we'll plug it in. Some weeks we'll just see what happens.
Okay.
Question. He was the best available. I'm pretty high on Kenny.
I wanted him.
Yeah, you wanted him.
So I had to sign him away.
Yeah.
Hey, Sean, okay, what was the deal with Mike Evans? Did you steal him from him?
I mean, not really. I traded for that
Did
pick,
he know you were going for him?
but I gave him away Kenny, so
Over
I.
there?
He's kind of walking.
No, what I did was I gave him Kenny because I was gonna pick Kenny next. Because I had Kenny ranked above Mike Evans.
Because it's so weird. I don't know what he was thinking.
No, he
Kenny
wanted-
was. Damn. Okay, I like it.
Sean's fourth was definitely Mike.
I know he told me, and then I was like, okay.
So-
The shit he got in the back was pretty good.
I like Kenny because I'm not really 100% sold on him.
Yeah.
But those first 8 weeks he was with Stafford, he was pretty dominant.
Yeah.
And I'm just looking at it right now. I have 4 wide receivers inside my top 8, including Brown.
I have 3 running backs inside my top 8. That's weird.
I have one more. So you picked Godwin, obviously great pick. Do you think he's going to be the one that gets doubled this year? Or do you think it will still be Evans?
I don't see much of a double because they got so many weapons out there. They got to cover. Well, I'm not gonna say Ronald Jones. Evans. You got Gronk, who's gonna have to be double in the red zone, which
Well,
could
they
open
did
up
just
things.
sign McCoy too, though. So
Yeah, McCoy as well. I'm not. Yeah, that's gonna be a committee. Godwin. I would have to say Godwin's more skilled than Julian Edelman, and Brady made Julian Edelman pretty good. Godwin could be disgusting this year. Anything else? Nope.
Nope.
All right. We'll drop. Thank you. Alrighty, Glenn, you're at the podium. So, first question. You revealed your third phase of the trilogy, Suburban Trilogy, Suburban.com. What was your thought process behind that?
We started with myth, went to legend, got to come up with a nice finisher. There was 5 options. It was king, icon, god, man, go back from myth, whatever.
Yeah.
And then 1. Well, that would have been a little weird. Like the 1, it would have been a little hard to understand, so I didn't go with that one. That would have been a cool logo. It would have been just a number 1 though. But I decided that like 6 weeks back, so it's been pretty much locked in.
So you won your third Herb Cup last season, and got Smiley a ring. What motivates you for the third phase when Smiley's already got a ring?
I'll be honest with you, I was gonna take it easy this year. I'm like, I just won. Why the hell? I don't need to. I just relax this draft. Which, I mean, I don't know. Just see everyone make pick clauses. It just gets me like, okay, let's go. So we're gonna try to make Suburban remembered.
All right, what was your strategy coming into the 2020 draft?
Pick clause wise, I love Sanders, love Jacobs. I figured, okay, I didn't think I was going to be able to, but I'm like, if I can somehow get Sanders to the 6th and Jacobs to the 4th, that'll open up everything.
Okay, before I ask the next question, let's hear the story about Josh Jacobs.
Okay.
I know this is good.
Yeah, it's going to go, first off, had to get it through Sean. Got it through Sean, the next day he says he doesn't want to do it anymore. I'm like, well, screw off. So I got Josh Jacobs
I
through
know
Sean.
what that feels like.
Nate, we did Eckler, which I like Eckler too. That was pretty easy. Alex, that was relatively easy. I hear Noah wants Josh Jacobs. I say, oh shit. It started because, I'll be honest, Elijah, I told you not to tell Noah Butker, and the next day I heard Noah say Butker.
No,
I like him.
that was from
Someone
Sean.
heard Butker, so I said, you know what? Let's play some games. So I told you I like Patrick Mahomes, which was not true. So then when I heard that Noah liked Patrick Mahomes, I figured, okay, let me go out some for Patrick Mahomes. So we did that pick clause, and I'm like, what would you do for Patrick? And obviously we spun it around and got Jacobs out of it. That's what I wanted. Then there's one more left. I told Sean, this is your mission. Go get it done.
Oh god.
He comes and tells me I got it done. Yes, I'm like, really, 4th? He's like, yep, got it done. I'm like, okay. Next day, I'm like, send me the pictures of the pick clauses. He sends me, and 3 is circled. I'm like, what are you on? How does he do Godwin to the 4th and not Jacobs to the 4th? It doesn't make any sense. So I'm like, and then that's right when Sean got, like, where he went holdout. So I didn't see him for a few weeks.
That's why I kept saying you would be mad about. That's why I thought you were mad at Sean. Remember?
Yeah, I was. And I didn't want him signing away too either because I wanted that, but it's okay. Alex, you were my next man up. Deployed you on Elijah. You got it done. You came into the ranking summit. I wanted it before the ranking summit. You came in, gave me a thumbs up. I go, there you go, boom. And then 2 days ago, Alex goes, he's not doing Jacobs anymore. Not going to sign it. I'm like, huh? So I'm like, what happened?
And then I guess Noah had a deal where Elijah had to take him ahead of me and then give him to him. I'm not sure how that all worked. But
Yeah, because it was.
But I needed that pick.
I only did that in order to get Julio, and the
Yeah, I'm
only
sure it
reason
was,
I
so.
did end up signing Jacobs to you was so I could get Julio.
yeah, and then he ends up getting it done with the master plan, thank goodness. And that was the end of that story. Miles Sanders was pretty easy, aside from Nate, which you really don't want to give him up, but
Some bullshit, man. Oh, where are we? That was a long question. Were there any pick clauses you regret at all?
there's only one.
I didn't ask you this question.
There's probably only one that I've looked back on. I know the strategy is you don't go quarterback early. But there's only, like, if I was in the 3rd round again, and I know I hadn't traded up to 20, I would pick Lamar Jackson. I didn't want to give him up. I like him too much. But that's just,
I think we did him with Jacobs.
it was a 4.
Yeah, it was a lot of stuff.
So I had to do that.
All right, what was the smartest move you made for your strategy?
Jacobs is pretty fun.
All right.
Okay, can I say a move that would have been great, but it didn't end up playing out? I thought Noah was going to go Tyreek in the 2nd. I thought that made sense for him.
Mm-mm.
I thought it was Clyde 3rd then.
No.
Well, it doesn't matter because he didn't do that. And then I went Clyde 2nd because I had to lock him in. I thought maybe
Oh,
Mixon
shit.
would get to me in the 3rd,
No.
and then he picked him. And then I was like, well, Kenyon Drake. If it wouldn't have panned out, I would have gone Kenyon. Me and Alex had a trade on the table where I slip up ahead of Nate in the 5th to get Kenyon, which would have been beautiful.
In the 5th?
Or it would have been 4. It would have been Elijah's pick in the 4th. But that didn't end up working out. And yeah, I just had to take him in the 3rd.
All right. How do you feel about Terry?
F1 Terry. He's really good. Not going to talk too much about him. He could bust. Who knows? Redskins. But we'll see.
No.
Oh wait.
You mean the Washington football team?
No, they're the Redskins.
Which players were stolen from you?
I had Alvin in my strategy, but I'm perfectly fine with Alvin. I just figured he would go. Eckler, I had to get that done for Josh Jacobs. And then Ridley, I didn't think Noah would go that high on him. But there was an issue where my rankings got leaked. So I was trying to keep everything I had secret, but after my rankings got leaked, I was kind of screwed. And I don't even know how much was leaked, but
How'd they get leaked?
someone's on my rankings.
I need a question.
Go for it.
Oh, are you still answering that? Oh, okay. Did you trade up to 5 because you thought I was going Dalvin and you were gonna take Kamara?
No, I just didn't want John to have the first choice. Because
Okay.
I don't want Derrick Henry
Okay.
getting away.
True.
No offense, John.
Also, another question: who has the best and the worst team?
Worst right here. The worst.
I don't know. They're all good. It's all different. I don't know. Alex is, you look at the running backs, and I'm not too big a fan of those, but then you got Lamar and those wide. I mean, it's just, who knows? Half these people are going to bust anyways. So we'll see who's standing. Plus COVID, who knows? Elijah's got the dynamic duo. Noah's good team. I like Sean's team too.
Sounds interesting.
It's gonna be a fun year. Which player were you the highest on in your rankings?
Miles Sanders.
Fairly. Okay, hold on. Question: who was higher, Sanders or Clyde?
Sanders by 1.
Which player were you the highest on that you did not get?
Eckler's at like 12. And then Ridley's up there in the mid-30s because I dropped a lot of people back. So, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay. What is your bold prediction for the 2020 season?
I have a bold prediction.
I didn't make the bold prediction.
I think, don't want this to happen. Bold prediction. I don't know who I face week 10. Oh, sorry.
I think it's me.
It's Elijah.
I faced you.
Bold prediction. I beat Elijah week 10 to take the lead in the standings. Season ends, and I win the championship off of that.
What the fuck?
Oh, that's something. That's something.
Wait, so in Ika, it's
Me, you, Nick. Clay, last question. What was your thought process behind taking Antonio Brown?
I was empty there because it was going to go 7, 8, 9. I figured DJ Moore, Calvin Ridley, and Kyler, some way in order, whatever. 10, the hell was 10? 10, I figured I'd go up for DJ Shark because I really like him and I didn't know. I didn't sign it through Elijah or Alex, so if they liked him, I would be screwed. 11 Sutton, 12 was open. What the hell am I picking?
You picked Cal.
I wanted Antonio Brown, but then he got suspended 8 games. I'm like, that's just ridiculous. I mean, no one's gonna draft him then. And then I think I wanted David Montgomery too, but I had to give Nate him because that's just how it had to go. Antonio Brown, I'll drop him probably because I need a deep. Oh, I'm picking up Chargers defense. That's my pickup, by the way. Yeah.
That's a good. They were in consideration for mine.
Yeah. I don't believe in Joe. They face the Bengals week.
Yeah, I know. That's why I couldn't take.
More questions?
I don't know.
No. Not really.
So, you had Carson Wentz in 2017. In 2018, it seemed like you liked Mahomes because we had him in a bunch of leagues. But I don't remember who your quarterback was. Might have been Deshaun Watson, who was in his second year as well. 2019, you went Baker, who was in his second year. 2000, but you got Lamar Jackson, who was also in his second year. 2020, you got another second-year quarterback. How do you feel about Kyler?
I think Kyler's the most obvious breakout. But the problem is he does follow so many of the same criteria with Baker. Star receiver coming in, not a good offensive line. First overall draft pick, played for Oklahoma. A lot of the same things, but he can run. That fatty Baker couldn't run. So maybe we get a few extra points. I don't know. If not, who cares? It's only a 6-team league. We can pick up plenty of quarterbacks. You've done quarterback by committee and pretty good. I mean, you were probably the second highest average last year. Maybe
Third,
Watson and then third.
Watson, yeah.
So quarterback by committee.
I'm gonna check the schedule out. I got 3 quarters.
When is the first game?
5 weeks, right?
We got 5 weeks, I think. It's been a while. Any questions, Sean?
What was the biggest shocker in the draft?
There's a few.
Just me.
Okay. I think Alex. That Drew Lock completely was like, what? 'Cause we thought we all knew AJ Green. But
I wrote green on here.
You actually wrote it in the.
Wrote it like in parentheses green.
Yeah. I don't know, what else is there? I was for sure Noah's picking Tyreek. I thought they would pair up from Mahomes, but so I'd say Mixon was probably a pretty big shock. Because I got pick clauses through Alex for Joe Mixon just in case. So I
Oh,
figured-
you thought I was going Tyreek over Mixon?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Well, because I thought they'd pair up with Mahomes.
Yeah.
So
No, I had Mixon ranked as my 7th, almost 6th, but Dalvin, I had him a little ahead.
Yeah, your first wide receiver draft is at the absolute bottom, almost the bottom of your roster, Adam Thielen.
oh. Okay.
Yeah, what are your thoughts on
Was
Adam
he ahead of
Thielen?
AJ Moore?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's weird. He's like a Juju kind of, where his starting receiver, well, I guess they were kind of like the same, but Diggs leaves. He's going to get a lot of targets. I don't know if he's going to get double teamed, whatever, who cares? We'll see what happens there. It's kind of my Chris Carson pick, where nowhere would I've ever said Adam Thielen. I told you to go get him because I thought he was good, and then I had to go get him. So
I was gonna take him in the 6th round, but I had to go get AJ. All right, is that it?
I have a question. This is too many questions for Clay, but who's your favorite pick, value-wise, from each team?
oh, okay. Eckler.
Oh, thanks. Appreciate it.
Alex offered me a trade, and I'm like, oh, I'd do it, but as long as he doesn't pick Allen Robinson. And then he picked Allen Robinson.
I had no one else to pick.
But Kelsey's a pretty good value, so I'll say Kelsey.
Oh yeah, he was late.
I got him in the 4th.
I helped him get him there.
Yeah,
That's how I got him to
that
third.
helped me out a lot.
Let's see Elijah's. I mean,
Elijah's got that
The
pair
top
of running
two
backs
are
right there.
like-
That's gonna be a tough one to
oh,
stop.
that's easy. Kittle. If Debo is not healthy, Kittle's gonna freaking go off the
He's
first
gonna
few
fucking
weeks.
explode.
Um,
I like Elijah's pair of running backs at the bottom. Taylor and Mack.
if you did get DK for a 15th, that's a pretty good steal.
Oh, I did give up Khalil,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's pretty good.
I think Nate offered more than that though.
Mm-mm.
I don't think I
I know Nate's offer.
Wasn't it Julio at 12?
Wasn't it
I would've
AJ
gone
Brown?
higher.
Wasn't it AJ Brown or something?
It was something like that.
I don't even know.
I would've gone more, but I was just trying to get it out. And they said you got Dale Dillon. No, I was like, okay, that makes sense.
And then Sean Dak. Dak's pretty good.
Yep. What's yours?
Miles Sanders.
Miles Sanders.
What Devin Singletary? Oh, last question. This is the last question. Devin Singletary, they got Zach Moss. We saw your nerves going on during that draft.
Yeah, I was.
Were you happy when they took Moss?